So it's October, and this is one of those boxes where I sometimes think it would be easier if we were a music DJ, and all we had to do is just find a couple of records and just sort of put them into a playlist, because this has taken really quite some doing. So the Plaque bar, which we basically discussed with Sylvie and Nicholas, has basically taken us over a year to get organised and sorted. So we used to have Plaque as a maker. Then it became quite tricky. They generally only sell now off their own stores and off their own website, but because we've been partners and working with them for a long time, we persuaded them to make one great bar, which you subscribers are the only people who can get access to, which is phenomenal. And then we've got Stranger, who are a Ukrainian maker who we've been working with for ages. It is not easy to get beans into Ukraine, nor to get bars out, and thank them very, very much for all their efforts. You may notice in your box that you don't all have the same bars. That's just literally this logistics. And it is difficult, so bear with us, but we think the bars you'll really, really enjoy. Mikel was one of our first makers who we started working with. This is going to test your memories a bit, because you all should have had the double turn. Now you've got the triple turn. If you can't remember exactly what the difference is, it's all to do with fermentation, but do try those. And then we've also got, depending on whether you've got the milk bar or whether you've got the dark box, you're also going to be basically getting a bar here from Butterfly Ebru, who we've known and we meet basically once every couple of years at Chocoa, and we've persuaded her yet again to get us some more bars, which we're very grateful for, and we're going to try and get more and more going forward. And then we've got Barebones up in Scotland, and they've always produced these amazing limited editions. This is the 80% from Vietnam, and Jen is going to talk to you a little bit about her flavour notes and what she likes in all the bars.
Yeah, so there's some really special bars here. I'm so glad that we managed to get Plaque in for you in some capacity. If you go to Paris at any point, you have to go to their...
One of their two stores.
One of their two stores now, and try some of their pastries, their hot chocolate, their drinking chocolate, but also their full array of bars. But we're so pleased to have one of them for you. And this is a really special bar, as is everything from them. It's always so complex with such great length and just keeps going and going.
I think you meant it was complex to deal with them. It's not. They're charming. They're wonderful, but they are. We definitely had... Trying to get a forklift into the middle of Paris to get these bars back was quite fun.
And then on to Barebones,
yes.
Who I've never had a Barebones bar that I didn't love. You'll see this bar here kind of hiding a little bit, because actually we're sorry, Barebones, that we're not doing your packaging justice here. It's so beautifully designed. They have such gorgeous branding, and it's covered in chocolate. You can tell it's been in this office, so sorry about that, Barebones. But this is such a gorgeous bar. I think quite typical of a lot of the bars I've had from Vietnam have similar-ish profile.
Yeah,
I think it does feel quite Vietnamese to me. So maybe if you've had other Vietnamese beans and Vietnamese bars before, you might find that too.
But it's a little bit different to say Maru, where they're slightly more like Mikel, in the sense that the mould is a bit chunkier, a bit more buttery. This is the typical Barebones, quite sort of pristine, quite clean, quite clear, lovely lingering, sort of, but it isn't sort of quite the rich, opulent, which you're going to get. So compare and contrast it to the Frizz Home bar that you've got.
Definitely less cocoa butter, less of that kind of rich melt. I think this milk from Butterfly in Turkey is just such a good example of how a milk bar can be delicious and rich and creamy and lovely, but also still really complex. It's a 58%, which is high for a milk bar, and it is just this gorgeous complexity. It's using cocoa camilo beans, which you're very likely to have tried from us before, from Tanzania, but it's gorgeous, and it's won lots of awards for good reason.
Yeah.
The Stranger bars, we get sent Stranger bars. They make quite a range from different origins, and they just continue to shock and surprise me with how great they are. And they're so distinct and different each bar. They have a similar style. They have I'd say more similar to Barebones than the Frizz Home on the scale, but they are all so vivid in their flavours, but from different origins. So whichever one you're getting, I hope you enjoy it. I think most people will be getting the Cocoa Camilo Tanzania, but whichever of these you get, I really hope you enjoy it. And if you do, I'd really encourage you to get some more and try them, get a couple and try them together. Firstly, because it's great chocolate, and secondly, because it's great to be able to support a Ukrainian maker at the moment.
Yeah, it is. And also notice, just how they're evolving. So their bars have always been great, but they've got new packaging designs. It's no longer the black design, and it's wonderful. And then the final bar we've got, so we have to thank Mikel, and in particular thank Cindy for allowing Mikel and his daughter and Johan to come over at Fidelio. But one thing I didn't realise that Mikel did, I'm going to show you here, so you're going to get a slight sort of precursor to a new product which I didn't really know about. So this is actually not the bar you've got, and this is not the substance. This is what apparently the Danes have on their bread when they come home. So if you basically go to Paris, one of the things you'll discover is they have a word which is goûter, which when you go to school you discover basically gets translated as to the taste. But actually to the French, goûter means 4 o'clock in the afternoon, sit down, baguette and a big bit of bread. Get going. And the Danes do it too. So hopefully we will persuade Mikhail to start doing that too. But look, savour the bars, enjoy them. Votes, which one are you going to vote for?
I couldn't choose this month. I really think this is such a good range. I really enjoy the difference between the kind of rich, buttery Frisholm kind of bar and then the drier, sort of bare bones stranger side of things. That milk from Butterfly is so complex. I'm so excited to see Plaque. I know I've just copped out a bit there, but
no, I think we'll let you cop out on that one. I think you did a good answer on those. And happy holidays. Get ready. Start buying Christmas stuff now, soon.